God allowed evil for the purpose of separating the wheat from the weeds. In the Garden of Eden, there were two trees. There were the tree of life and the tree of knowledge. God gave humanity life. Then God gave us choice. The choice was in the tree of knowledge when Adam and Eve discovered that they were naked. Let me explain why evil has been allowed to go on for so long. And that purpose was to separate the wheat from the weeds. Here is an example of what I mean. When a thief breaks into the bank, he will plan it out very skillfully, and he will execute that plan, and he will rob the bank, and it will be successful. However, the more the thief robs the bank, the more and more careless he becomes. And he becomes so careless until he gets caught. How this is applicable is because God has allowed evil to go on for so long to where the lies have become almost transparent. And you can see through the lies. And when you can see through the lies, then you have to make a clear choice. As you have to make a clear choice using your free will to decide whether you will do evil or you will do good. It becomes a choice, and it becomes an easy choice. And the easier the choice, the less you can lie and say you did not know better. Here is a lie that evil people have gotten away with. They murdered Jesus and started Christianity. They usurped the teachings of Jesus, and they used those teachings of Jesus to rob, pillage, rape, and make wars. It is never so obvious as it is today, because slowly but surely the truth is coming to light. The truth has come to light. The Vatican even apologized for the Crusades because the Crusaders were robbing, pillaging, murdering, and using the teachings of Jesus to do so. Now, you may disagree if you want to, but if you disagree, you're disagreeing by choice, because we all know that the Vatican is rich. We are aware that not only were these people raping, murdering indigenous people's children, they were also raping young kids of their own kind and covering it up. And that has come out in the news lately. So like I said, truth, you have free will to decide whether or not to accept truth. And the more obvious the truth becomes, the more your nature becomes. I should say, the more obvious your nature becomes, because your nature can become so obvious to where it defies logic, because lies will always defy logic, always. Here is another example where lies defies logic and truth rises up. It's always been told, and I believed it growing up, that Columbus discovered America. But the lie is just too obvious. people were here. Not only were people here, the people saved the pilgrims' lives, and we call that Thanksgiving. The evil people's lives were saved by God's people. And what did the Indians get in return? They got chicken pox and they got measles, and it wiped them out by the millions. They were not conquered by the sword or the musket or anything else, because bow and arrows were more efficient than muskets. Because muskets, you get one shot and then you have to reload. Arrows, you can shoot an arrow and then pull another one out just that quick. You didn't have to clean the barrel. You didn't have to place the gunpowder in there, and then you didn't have to put the iron projectile in there. So there's no way, and the Indians outnumbered them. So the only way they can kill them, and history has taught us by telling the truth, that they killed them with measles and chicken pox. And the reasons they had measles and chicken pox, because they did not believe in taking baths. You see, truth is like a brick. It can't be destroyed. And eventually it becomes obvious. Eventually, so much of the truth comes out to where the lies are so insane to where you have to make a choice to accept the lie, because it's too obvious that the lie is not true. The lies have become even more and more ridiculous. Anyone who believes that the police shot Chauvin did not murder George Floyd is evil. And they know good and well that if you put your knee on a person's back or neck, you're going to stop them from breathing, and they're going to suffocate. And there is no way in the world that you can say that a healthy man all of a sudden becomes sick on the spot and dies within 15 or 20 minutes, and he's handcuffed behind the back. So evidently he was taken out of the police car, laid on the ground, and he was murdered. Now, if you want me to believe that George Floyd died by natural causes, then you are fooling yourself. You know, this is the problem. The problem is this, is that the creators of the lies did not want their sons and daughters to know that they were lying. And that became a part of their psyche. So the first people that the perpetrators of evil psyched out were their own children. Because Caucasians felt that they were the first people on earth. But then they found out that life started in Africa. So therefore, the first people had to be Africans. In essence, they know now that the first people were African. They also know, they used to make a joke, and they used to say, if you're a Neanderthal, you're stupid. But you see, God has jokes when people tell lies, because the DNA evidence now has proven that Africans are 100% Homo sapiens, and that Caucasians are at least 4 to 8% Neanderthal. So I'm going to end here. And now you can figure out, so now you know that you have a choice, whether to accept the lie or to accept the truth. Because we're at a point now where the lies have been uncovered. And if you decide to believe in the lie, then you're doing so with your own free will. Therefore, when Judgment Day comes, you will not be able to say, I did not know. Because in my earlier videos, I taught you that 1 and 1 equals 2, 2 and 2 equals 4. So you understand the nature of truth. And you know that truth does not change from ethnicity to ethnicity, from religion to religion. It can be buried in time, but it can never be destroyed. Have a nice morning.